Hello. Do you know that Trump was this close to death? Just a couple of centimeters to death, and he escaped. Well, who wanted to kill him? Who wanted to assassinate him? That I wouldn't tell. But there are some video clips I would like you to see. Before that, here is this.
Oh, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened. Oh.
Hold. When you're ready, on you. Ready? Move. Up. Move. Go. Up. Hawkeye's here. Hawkeye's here. Move it to the spare. Spare, get ready. Spare, get ready. You ready? Down. Down. Are we good? Shooters down. Are we good to move? We're clear. Let's move. Let's move. We're clear.
Okay, now, you see the attempt, and then a man of God, a pastor, testify also that there was a call to the security men, that's the Trump security heads, the bodyguard, the security operatives, to pay attention to a man climbing to the roof or climbing on the roof with gun, sniper on his hands. But nobody paid attention. Why? That's what I wouldn't know. Is this a planned deal? That even the security... Anyway, if I were Trump, or anybody close to Trump, the first thing is to get the person in charge of those security men arrested, and all the security men fired. Listen to this.
And so I just finished my conversation and I kept walking, and some other people pulled me over and they said, "Look at the snipers on the roof there." I said, "Oh yeah." And by this point I was just kind of pulling away from the crowd. They were on their side of the barricade. And I heard like an indistinct pop. And then I noticed all these people coming towards me in the direction of where my car was. And I thought, oh, I'm never going to get out of here, And then someone says there were gunshots. So at that point, I thought, oh my. So I was, by that point, I'm in the car. I get in the car and my phone starts going off.
Now you heard him. I want you also to listen to another part of the video that might be interesting to you. And in this video also, you're going to get full information and analyzation and analyticalization. Anyway, jokes apart, why would they want Trump dead? Why would somebody want him dead? And then, wanting Trump dead is giving him chance to become the American president. Like it or not, this is a kind of promotion to Trump becoming the next president, United States of America. Like it or not, nobody can stop this. I'm telling you the truth. With this attempt, Trump is going to become the president of America. Trump knows who is after him. By the time you listen to this next video, you will be able to understand what I'm saying. The left, the right. You will know. Let's go.
I'm pretty sure you've seen the breaking news. This is unbelievable. This is historic indeed, in a very bad way. I mean, a lot of people are in shock, but I'm not. Because for several months, I warned that this would happen. I made several posts on my X account, which is Twitter, right? I made videos in which I warned that they're going to make an attempt on his life, that they're going to try to assassinate Donald Trump. I said it repeatedly. You can bear me witness. And now it has happened. And he escaped. Now, if you watch the opening video of that whole event, that historic event, if you can, okay, pause or try to slow down the point where he held his ear, you're going to see some type of smoke or mist or something that just flew behind him, which is like as a result of the impact of the bullet that went through his ear and cut his ear, which is where the blood came from. And according to a guy I just listened to in the media, he said he escaped assassination by 1/4 of an inch. Very accurate. Not even half, but 1/4 of an inch. Because if that guy had moved his head just a tiny little bit to the right or whatever, Trump would have been a dead man now. That bullet that flew past his ear, made contact with his ear, would have just gone through the ear into the brain. This was meant to be Donald Trump's last night on earth. This was clearly a John F. Kennedy moment that didn't go as planned. 110%. And we saw this coming and we've been talking about it. We knew that the moment these guys became desperate and began to try all manner of things on this guy, dragged him to court, dragged him to the public and shamed him openly, did this, called him felon, called him... We knew that they were running out of cards to play. Because as far as they are concerned, they don't want Trump. And it is not just the people on the left. There are also those who claim to be on the right who are against him because the man is not their guy. Remember, the same guys who control the left control the establishment right. Yeah? And Trump is neither here nor there. He's just the middle guy that is for the people. A man out of season, if you would. And this is what I have been talking about for so many years. And when we talk about this, people don't understand because you listen too much to the mainstream media. They tell you, oh, he said this, he said that, he said that. It's always about what he said. And you forget that God doesn't always look for people who are perfect. He looks for those who are available, who are fearless. He found one in this guy. He didn't find a perfect guy. But you keep bringing all these standards of perfection against him as if you yourself, you're perfect. Why not judge him by what he has done rather than by what they told you he said or what he even said? He was president for 4 whole years. Did you hear of any war anywhere? But you are happy and in bed with the one who came to power, and just barely few months after taking office, wars began to break out all over the world. Hundreds of thousands of human beings have died who should not have died for any reason. And you're happy with it. And I'm pretty sure you're also Christian. Let me speak to you, the Christians most. Some of you are going to go to church. Today is Sunday, early hours of Sunday is this. Some of you will go to church, you carry a Bible. You praise the Lord and you worship him and you read the Bible. And you will come back home feeling good, and then you turn around and say that you support Biden, right? The same man who decided to dedicate billions of dollars of taxpayer money to promote the LGBTQ lifestyle that your Bible frowns at, that has nothing to do with the ideals espoused in the scriptures, that actually come from the pit of hell that Satan himself originated to counter God. When God says marriage should be between male, female, and family should be male, female, and their children, the devil say, how dare you? Well, family should be made up of male, male, and children that they adopted that they couldn't have themselves, or female, female, and the children they adopted. The man who is promoting this and raising the flag up in the White House is the one you actually are supporting for whatever reason. I have no idea. And they tell you, go and hate the one who spent so much money plus an executive order in his 4 years as the President of the United States of America to promote religious liberty. Look it up on the internet right now as you're watching me. You will see the executive order, but they won't tell you this in the media, to promote religious liberty. That's why I say we're not looking for a perfect man. We're looking for a man who is humble enough, fearless enough to align with the principles of the kingdom. When you see such a man, you know that God is giving you another chance in this world. That's why you saw me supporting this guy. But many of you who hate him and wish him bad, there's nothing you can point to that this is really why I hate this guy. You're looking at what has happened. They want to kill him because they don't want to go to the ballot box. They know that if elections hold today, that he's going to win by a landslide. So they began to carry a campaign of calumny against him, talking about Project 2025. How many times have you heard Donald Trump come out and say, I have nothing to do with Project 2020. I have my own project. Go and look at my own manifesto. Stop attaching something that has nothing to do with me on me. They say, oh no, it is yours. The Heritage Foundation and all these people who created it, they are people who support you. As if somebody or a group that supports Biden comes up with something today that the media will now tie it to Biden. They will even be the ones defending him. Under normal circumstances, not like now that they want to get him out. But this man has said, I have nothing to do with Project 2025. Why not read my own? They say, no, because they feel like the more they say that, they want to tell everybody, if this man becomes president, American democracy is gone. Everything is going to come crumbling down. You black people, you're going to all die. This and that. Look at very extreme stuff to stoke hate against him. Because everything else has failed. That's when we knew that the very next thing would be assassination. And if it was not for God, tell me how Trump could have escaped tonight. You need to know that really there is a massive war between good and evil. I call it intergalactic war between good and evil. It is raging ferociously on a daily basis, but those who should know are not even paying attention. You don't know. It's a massive war. It's a war that changes everything. It's a war that will leave our world in a state of comatose. It's a war that if the good does not win, we are done for. If the good does not win, get ready for nuclear war. It must happen. And when that happens, people are not dying in millions, they die in billions. If we don't win, kiss your right over food goodbye. You see how we've been waging wars against GMOs, the tyrannical imposition of GMOs on the continent of Africa and in so many other places. It is all part of what you were reading in your own Bible as the New World Order, as one world government, one world religion, one world financial system that you have in your book of Revelation. You're waiting for the day they will come and announce, oh, one world this has happened. No, nobody's going to tell you this is one world this. You will see it manifest, and it's been manifesting before your eyes for so many years. That's why they have GMO. God created man, put him in a garden, and said, let these things be your food, the plants, and let the herbs be your medicine. And the devil came out and said, oh, that's what you want? I'm going to destroy the nutrients in that crop so that when your children eat it, they will even eat the poison that I'm going to replace the nutrients with. That's what GMO is all about. And I'm going to turn on the herbs and remove all the herbal medicinal content or components in them, so that when they take them, rather than get healed, they become even more sickly. This is the war. The devil wants to control every single thing that you do. He wants to control your life by controlling what you eat. They want to control how you get your food, so that any day they tell you to hit your head on the ground and you don't do it, they will seize the food and say, we are not giving you food. They will call it sanction. That's why they want to control the food that is freely growing on their own for all humanity. And they're working with stooges that they have placed in government houses across Africa and other places. Are you not understanding that we are at war? Are you not understanding that there is a problem? This is why we started praying for Trump. See, the recently elected Prime Minister of Slovakia, Robert Fico. You saw what happened to him recently, right? When he came to power, he said enough of the wasteful spending that goes into the supporting Ukraine in its war with Russia. He said, why not spend less to seek for peace or sue for peace, rather than pumping all this money and weapons into Ukraine to continue to keep the war alive? And he said, as I become prime minister, I am not going to allow this happen. And when he became prime minister, he made sure that no dime belonging to Slovakia was now going to Ukraine. He said even weapons. In fact, they are even probing the previous regime that sent weapons to Ukraine to fight with Russia rather than seeking peace. And after he made that happen, he came out for a public gathering, public event. And just like what happened to Trump, they sent their assassins after him. On close range, multiple shots fired. I sincerely did not think that there was any chance that Fico was going to make it alive. And I wasn't alone. How he made it alive, only God knows. Remember Trump too. Whether there's a connection or no connection, I'm just going to tell you. When he had that debate with Biden, that debate that exposed the weaknesses and the sicknesses of Biden, Trump said clearly, he said, when I become president again, when I'm reelected, I will end the war between Russia and Ukraine. He said it clearly. And remember that Viktor Orban, the Prime Minister of Hungary, had visited him before and came out and announced clearly that Trump said he will end the war between Russia and Ukraine. And a few days ago, he visited Trump again and came out and declared that Trump has said he is going to solve this situation this war between Russia and Ukraine. Viktor Orban, his country, is currently holding the chairmanship of the European Union right now. So he's using the opportunity to travel around the whole place looking for peace. Because he does not see any rationale. He does not see any sense in continuing a war where hundreds of thousands of people have died and many of them don't even know what they're fighting for. He says, why can't we just have peace and make peace with Russia? But the guys who are sponsoring this thing are saying, stop that. They're even mocking him. The only way you can have peace is by being strong and defeating Russia, not by going to the table. That's what they're saying. And just days after he announced that Trump has said again that he's going to end the war, the assassination attempt happened. Because they need a nuclear war. Remember, the whole idea is mass depopulation, is complete control over your food, your money, over your life as a whole. When they have a nuclear war, they are going to reset everything and then usher in the fourth industrial revolution. And by then, they would have destroyed every prospect of a multipolar system. Because as I speak to you right now, what we are running on earth is like a unipolar world order. That's what has been. One group of people, one set of people have controlled everything you think you've ever known. I've done 2 videos to this effect. Unipolar, multipolar world. I've done, if you scroll down, you will see a video that explains all of this well. That's why Russia and BRICS came out and said, no, we can't take this anymore. We have to have a multipolar world order. And these guys want to have this war, nuclear war, to make sure that they kill the prospects of a multipolar world order. This is what is happening. That's why everybody that talks about peace, they mock you. All they want is keep funneling money so we can have war. They want to get to the point where there is a nuclear war with Russia. Russia has the world's largest nuclear weapon stockpile, followed by the United States of America. Imagine a war between these 2 nations. People won't die in millions, they will die in the billions, mark my words. And this is what they want. The fourth industrial revolution, where robots replace human beings in almost every facet of life. You have seen it. Robert Kennedy moment averted because there is a spiritual war between good and evil. And these 2 cases of Fico and Trump are signs to show you that good appears to be winning this war. That God appears to have sent enough angels to overwhelm the demons that they have unleashed on our world to destroy everything. You should not have... Look at the protests in Kenya recently. IMF and co. After they had already banned farmers from even sharing organic seeds in the country. I made a video. I showed it to everyone. Because the devil is on the move and they have more than enough money. They want to buy up everything, all the farmlands, everything you eat is under their control. Your movement under their control. Your finances under their control. Everything. And this is what Trump wants to come and destroy. He did it before. And it's not just that he's destroying. He's also coming to destroy a lot of satanic, demonic, and dark practices that have been there, that these people are always known for. Things like human sacrifices, like human trafficking in children. Do you know that every year millions of children go missing? No one tells you where they're going to. Trump knows. That's why he set up a task force. I made a video about this. And they frustrated and destroyed these people. That's how you got to know things called adrenochrome. I'm not going to tell you. Go and look it up. I'll give you the spelling. ADRENOCHROME, adrenochrome. Look it up so you understand. There are many, 1 billion 110 reasons why they would not want Trump to come back to power. The guy is not the guy. Stop all these things you people are talking. We know who is who. When I tell you something, it's up to you to believe or not to believe. But you can go and do your own research. Trump is not that guy. If he was, they will be propping him. You remember those days that people would say, oh, he's one of them. They are just doing this. That's why when I posted this video about Trump assassination attempt, somebody or some people on X actually wrote staged. And I was thinking to myself, how daft can anybody be? How do you say this is staged? Staged in what sense? Are you okay? Okay, as I'm rounding up this video, I'm going to play you 2 more videos. One of the videos I have actually posted on my X already is a video of a young man, a rally attendee, who said, we saw that guy bear crawling on the roof of a building very close to where the rally was taking place. He said they saw the guy carrying a rifle openly. Now, they were calling the law enforcement, calling their attention to it, and they were all running around like they don't understand what the guy was saying. And he kept saying, why we are seeing someone who can harm the president, and nobody's running to go and protect him. Nobody's doing anything. And he was shocked. That's why people like Elon Musk and every other person now saying, whoever is in charge of those guys needs to be fired right now. This happened. This was a clear, well-planned assassination attempt. According to this young man, he saw the guy. And lo and behold, not long after, shots were fired. Now, for a presidential candidate, not just any presidential candidate, but the one that has been an American president before, still bears the title President Trump, someone that you're going to be giving some serious intelligence briefing next week because he's going to be a presumptive nominee. They are going to declare him the nominee by Monday at the Republican convention. And he's having an event. It's almost like a sitting president having an event. And the buildings closer to the rally are not filled and overwhelmed and occupied by secret agents, by the Secret Service and by the law enforcement guys. I don't understand. I don't understand. This has never happened before. But that's what happened. Was calling their attention. Look, we're seeing the guy. He hadn't even fired by then. We see him crawling. He's trying to take position and then aim. Nobody paid attention. You can imagine, rally, the Republican convention is on Monday. So the plan was probably to take him out 2 days before so that when they get there, they can take one of their never Trumpers or choose one of those people we call Rhino Republicans in name only and use them to replace Trump. At that time, they won't even bother anymore about Joe Biden or replace him. They will just let him run because their own person from Republican Party is going to take over from Trump. The second video you're going to see is that shooter in that particular position on top of the building when he had been shot and killed. 2 videos. You're going to see this one. I happen to be one of the few people who posted this video, and it has now is now going all over this, mainstream media. It was a BBC interview. So I'm going to show you that video. For those of you who think this is staged, may God have mercy on you, and may God forgive you for your ignorance that needs curing ASAP.
Someone who was here, you weren't inside the event, nope, but you were just outside. Tell us what you saw and what.
So we had a party here all day. You can see behind us at the Sprinkles Farm and Greenhouse here. We had a party, and we all decided, hey, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees up there under the shade, and watch and listen to the rally. Right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, you know. But we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, and, you know, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police are like, huh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. You know, he's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him up the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots rang out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
Did you see, I mean, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh, yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
It's incredibly shocking.
The guy was on the roof right there. You could see the white roof right there.
Did you get a look at him? Could you?
No, other than he was in muted colors, tan type clothing. We saw the rifle flinging around as he was trying to crawl. I mean, we saw the rifle, 100%.
Do you know about guns? Do you know what kind of weapon it was?
Oh, I absolutely know about guns, for sure. No, I mean, it was a rifle of some sort. I wouldn't know, I wasn't close enough to read the label on it, but
sure. But
it was a rifle of some sort. Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you process what you've just seen?
I don't know what to say, man. All I'll tell you is, if I walked up close to there with anything that Secret Service considered a problem, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you right now. But I don't know why a guy who we're standing there pointing out to police and Secret Service is crawling up the roof. Yes, right there by that tree. We were outside the security perimeter. But my question is, there's only a few buildings around here. Why is Secret Service not on every building here?
Well, there's a whole bunch of questions, I think, that are going to come.
There's a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah.
Yes, she was right in front of me. She kept going back and forth right in front of me. Yes.
Tell us about her.
I mean, nice horse, nice lady running with a flag. Seemed very, patriotic.
But what's the significance of her?
No, he asked me if I saw a horse.
Okay. All right, well, listen, I'm sorry you had to witness that. That was a terrible thing. And you just stay safe with your family and look after yourself. Thanks for your time.
Gotcha.